In order to write lambda expressions, we'll first need a functional interface. This is actually quite an easy concept, but it's a key concept for working with lambda expressions. So, what are functional interfaces? Functional interfaces are special interfaces that only have one abstract method. And that means that they can have multiple methods as long as the other ones are non-abstract methods, such as default and static methods. But again, they can only have one abstract method. An abstract method is a method without a body. Here's an example of a functional interface. This interface is called calculator, and it has one abstract method, calculate. This method is returning an int and taking two ints as parameters. The add functional interface annotation is optional but recommended. To Java, this provides a clear signal that the interface is intended to be used with lambda expressions, and the compiler will make sure that there is only one abstract method. If you have this annotation, you cannot have more than one abstract method in your functional interface. Let's have a look at this interface in IntelliJ. I'm going to start by adding this annotation as functional interface. And as you can see, we get red squigglies. Why? Well, because it must have one abstract method, and this moment it has none. So let's go ahead and give our interface a method. So it's going to return an integer, I'm going to call it calculate, and I'm going to pass in two integers. And as you can see, our red squigglies are gone. As soon as I would add a second abstract method, we would get them back, because it can only have one abstract method. But we could add other methods. For example, I could add some sort of default method. It's a very silly method, but this is allowed, because this is not an abstract method. It's an implemented method, because it does have a body. Same for static methods. There's one more funky thing we can do though. There's one type of abstract methods that we can add. For example, this one. This is clearly an abstract method, but it is allowed. And as you can see, there's something happening here as well. On the left, you see the eye and the arrow up. And that is because this is actually overridden in the object method. Since all objects are of type objects, we could add any of the abstract methods from the Java object class, like toString, because this will always be implemented already. Okay, well that's a bit of an exception, you don't need to learn this, but just remember there can only be one abstract method. Having just one abstract method makes it possible to implement functional interfaces with lambda expressions. Now that we have seen the functional interfaces, let's see how to do this implementation with lambda expressions next.